North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis was in the Senate Armed Services Committee hearing there, where Pottinger testified this morning, and he joins me now. Senator, good to have you with us. I mean, Senator Blumenthal says that they haven't been cooperating. I think it's worth reminding people they destroyed all the samples. They didn't send us the genomic code for quite some time, losing very important weeks and months as this thing spread around the globe. They ejected journalists, and some of their Chinese journalists disappeared who were covering this story. What do you think is the appropriate measure that Congress might be able to get involved in order to respond?
Well, we also have to go back to the ophthalmologist who identified this viral threat, who was gagged, had a gag order by the Communist Party, who ultimately died from COVID. There is a long history of cover-up on the part of the Communist Party here. I heard in the prior report a growing base of circumstantial evidence. We have to figure out ways to where we can get to the facts. The original study really only went out to prove one hypothesis, and even that was hampered by the Communist Party when a team got on the ground there. We've got to figure out how we can use every tool that we have available to get the Chinese government to understand world health is at risk if we don't get to the bottom of this. And we also have to make sure their research facilities are living up to the standards that we have in the Western world. Some of these research facilities were dealing with very dangerous viruses in settings that you would find in a modern dentist office.
Yeah. I mean, we have to have a better understanding of the money that was commingled, that went to that lab from the United States as well. I think that's one of the big questions. But there are levers. There are sanctions. There's the Olympics. There are ways to put pressure on China to make them uncomfortable. Now, I doubt they're ever going to turn over what they know about that lab. But regardless of that, there are ways. And what about U.S. corporations dealing with China and, doing business with even corporations that have military ties in China?
Martha, we have to use all those levers because the fact of the matter is I'm still hopeful that it was an accidental release. But the more the Chinese government refuses to be accountable, the more suspicious you get about the circumstances of the release. I think that we should put pressure on businesses. We should consider sanctions. We should consider our future role in the Olympics. Use every device that we have to make sure that what caused a global pandemic that killed millions of people, the next time we're able to respond and prevent the global spread.
Well, let me ask you, because it's really important for everyone to be on the same page. And it's really tragic when you look back at how much infighting happened in the United States during all of this, when our focus really should have been on learning what we could about the origins of this virus. So is there the political will on the part of the Biden White House and Democrats in Congress to join together and to put these measures into place? I mean, do you think that they're going to start being more open to this lab leak theory and respond to it in a way that is prudent?
I think so, Martha. And it's not because somebody just went back and asked a question that the scientific community was unified around last year. The scientific community is really beginning to lean more towards the theory of an accidental release. So in the face of all that evidence, I think the Biden administration, my colleagues on Capitol Hill and the other side of the aisle, realize that we need to get to the bottom of a lot of very important questions. And this is not just about placing blame. This is trying to learn from that mistake and avoiding another pandemic.
Absolutely. And the people who did the investigation, the State Department, led by Matt Pottinger, they want a global surveillance system that everyone would invest in around the globe, so that when this happens, it triggers immediately to warn people and to alert them that something is out there and you need to respond in a very timely manner to shut some things down so it doesn't keep spreading. Senator, thank you very much. Good luck with this one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Martha.